What up, boys, and welcome back to yet another video. So in today's video, we're talking about 5 solid gold farms that you can do solo to acquire enough gold to purchase the new auction house mount in the in-game store. Now, before we do so, massive thank you for all the support on the 0 to 10 million gold guide. It's been absolutely insane. And if you guys want like a digital gold guide that features all the best tactics and methods that I personally use in order to achieve hundreds of millions of gold, you can check it out and grab it with the link down below in the description. And by using the discount code STUDENT, you get it for 50% off. And to be very clear, when I say buy the auction house mount with gold, there's a lot of people that are confused. How would you do that when it's only an item that's in the in-game store? Well, you would go on the auction house and you would purchase a WoW token. You would then use the WoW token to get BattleNet balance, and that way you can directly use gold to purchase, or indirectly use gold to purchase the auction house mount without using any actual money. And then there's going to be people in the comments section being like, well, student, the best thing you can do is just to work a job and then get them out. Sure, but if you're one of those people who don't feel like spending the money from work to buy them out, or you simply live in a country where like buying the mount for 78 euros is just out of the question because that's a lot of money in your country, then you should pay attention to this video. Now, most people that have been watching me for a while, they know that I like to farm collectibles, higher market value per hour, way harder to sell, but in the long run, it tends to net you a higher gold per hour. But in this video, a couple of examples of farms that you could do that will bring in some decent gold. The first one is a really old school farm, and it's actually going into molten core on a tune with mining. And you're going to be mining for dark iron ore, but as you're mining for dark iron ore, you also have a chance of getting Blood of the Mountain. And Blood of the Mountain is a very, very expensive material. Like on EU right now, it's currently sitting at almost 1700 gold. It was as high as like 2.2 or 2.3k at one point, but very expensive material. So not only do you have a chance at getting Blood of the Mountain while mining the dark iron veins, which by the way, the dark iron ore turned into bars itself is pretty decent, but you should also focus on killing all of these mountain giants, because they also have Blood of the Mountain on their loot table. So the entire route is just avoid killing bosses, because then you get saved to the raid, and only focus on mining the veins and killing those giant mountain mobs for a chance at Blood of the Mountain. Once you've done that, which depending on what class you're running with, how fast you are, do you have a speed set or not, I do it in like roughly 5 minutes of my tune. So 10 runs, 50 minutes. Most people do it in like right above 6 minutes. So that means you can do it for like an unlimited time. You're never going to be capped to the dungeon. So that's going to be one way to acquire some gold. Now, another way to acquire gold that I've talked about a couple of weeks ago, which was extremely good, was farming the items needed for the like one of the secret mounts in Dragonflight, right? Where you have like a couple of different meats needed in order to get the secret mount. Like you have, for instance, the flash frozen meat right here. You also have the jerky that you can farm, the Tuskar jerky, and like all these items. Sure, when I made the video on them, the price after everyone went out and did it went down, but it quickly went back up. Like the flash frozen meat went from being like 150 to 170,000 gold per hour down to being like 50,000 gold per hour. But then it went back up to becoming like 115,000 gold per hour. That, however, those numbers, they seem absolutely insane, and they are, but that's if you do it in a group. But a lot of these materials can easily be farmed solo and still net you a decent gold per hour. I'm going to link these videos down below in the description, by the way. So you can do both the jerky and the flash frozen meat, and also the null special farm as well. Another one, absolute classic, is this one right here. A lot of people have seen this thumbnail a couple of times, and it's so good. It's usually my go-to recommendations when anyone wants to farm gold. And It's to run Nax Ramas on your altitudes. Like, you do it mainly as a steady gold farm for the War-Torn scrap. You can see they are very expensive. They you don't usually go for 600 gold by all means, but they go from like 200 gold and then plus. Like, they fluctuate a lot, but it's very, very good. Not do you only get the war-torn scrap, but you also get the frozen runes. You loot them from the ground and also the walls around in the raid, and they also do extremely well. On top of that, like, if you have a bunch of alts, you should also kill the bosses as you're killing all of the trash as well, and then you have a chance at getting the lamented items from using the scourge stones at the vendor inside Nax Ramas. It's the items needed to craft tier 3, so it's just a nice gamble. I could net you a decent amount of gold if you manage to snatch these up, but super, super solid way to make gold. If you don't have a bunch of alts, you just bring your fastest tune that you have, and you clear all the wings inside of Nax Ramas without touching any bosses, just simply for the war-torn scrap and also the frozen runes. Now, we can't mention like solo steady gold farms without talking about herbalism and mining in the War Within. Yes, we went from making like 120,000 gold to making like 40,000 gold. But it's still considered a very, very viable farm. A lot of people are happy with the current gold per hour, even though like the gold per hour is very, very determined on the amount of null stones that you get. Yes, 1.3k doesn't seem like a lot of gold if you used to farm these a month ago, but now you also have more knowledge points, which means you have more perception, more finesse. You basically just you get more materials as well now. That doesn't justify or make up for the high prices that we had, but it's still considered a valid gold farm, and I would definitely still do the route at the Trinity Island in Halifol, explained in this video, so I'm going to link that down below as well. Another absolute banger of a farm is going to be another skinning farm, well, the only skinning farm so far, and that's the solo skinning in Seletus for the heavy Scorpion scale. Now, this thumbnail says 30,000 gold an hour. That's because it was 30,000 gold at the time. It then went up to like 40,000 gold, 50,000 gold. Really depends on the price on the main material that you're after, which is the heavy Scorpion scale right here. The reason why this material is so good, as you can see in the thumbnail, it's needed for the icy scale set and the heavy Scorpion scale set. Now, the icy scale set is the set that's brought back from like with the Secrets of Nax Ramas. So there's a lot of people that has a demand on the icy scale set. It's very, very good. So this material is absolutely popping off right now. It's been really good for really long. I'm going to leave the video down below, but you pretty much just go to Seletus in and you just kill the scorpions in like the southern part of Seletus. So you don't want to be in this phase of Seletus. You want to talk to Sidormi up here to travel back to old Seletus. But these are some examples of solo ways that you can grind to make gold. Not claiming that these are the best ways to make gold, not at all. These are just some alternatives if you want to switch it up and do something different if you're bored with your current ways of making gold. So leaving the links to the videos down below. Also, of course, leaving a link to the 0 to 10 million gold guide, where all of these farms plus way, way, way more is located. So make sure to check that out. Subscribe to the YouTube channel if you thought this video was interesting. That way you'll be notified whenever another video hits. And with that being said, that's pretty much it. So thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all back in at tomorrow's video. But until then, bye bye.